As a mentor to personal trainers, I get asked a lot of common questions from individuals who either want to be a personal trainer in the future or who are beginning their personal training journey, and they're trying to figure out all the ins and outs. And it makes sense. This is exercise science. It's entrepreneurship. There is a lot that goes into it. But there's one question that seems to stand out the most above all others to me, and for good reason. But that question is, what is the best certification that I should get as a personal trainer? Now, this question does not have a black and white answer. There is not one best certification. There's a lot that goes into it. And in this video, I'm not going to tell you all the ins and outs of the certifications. In fact, that's some research you should do on your own to kind of narrow down what you're looking for specifically. But I'm going to give you a few pieces of advice that are going to help you to narrow that down and essentially not overthink it, because I think that's what happens most of the time when somebody's trying to figure out who they should get certified through or what education they should get. They overthink it big time, and that's probably because there's some things to take into consideration that unless you've gone through the process, you don't know that you should be considering those. So that's exactly what this video is for. If you're an aspiring personal trainer or you're beginning your career and you want to get a proper education, here are a few tips as to how you should go about doing that. So I really narrow it down to three main focuses, and there's more things you can consider, but I think if you have a good idea about these three focuses and how they apply to you and your personal circumstances, I think it'll give you a lot of clarity as to who you should be getting your education through. The first point of focus is, what is your ultimate goal as a personal trainer? Are you looking to specialize in something specific? Are you training in a specific sport? Or are you just trying to become a general fitness personal trainer that helps people lose weight and gain strength? Now, when you're looking at personal training education to include college degrees such as kinesiology and exercise science, most everything that you can get your hands on, study, and take a test on is going to apply to a general personal trainer. In fact, one thing that you should know is most of your personal training experience and knowledge should come from firsthand experience. So if fitness is something relatively new to you, you may want to invest in something that's more complex, one of the training certifications that goes more into depth, or even a college degree, because you may not have the personal experience that is going to allow you to be a good trainer right out the gate, and you're going to have to learn a lot of it from the book and experience going forward. Now, are you kind of looking to be a specialty trainer as well? Because there are personal training certifications, and then there are things like CrossFit certification, strength training certification. What's your forte? How do you want to train people? That's a good start. If you want to train people solely in strength, look into some strength training certifications. I know that there's a CSCS certification. And when you're focusing on something performance, understand that it is going to require a greater investment in time, and there might be a lot more that goes into it. When you're looking into general personal training certifications, they all basically lay out the essential foundation that you should have as a personal trainer. Like I said, a lot of your experience is going to come from first-hand experience. And when you get the education, it kind of gives you a foundation to follow to make sure that you're doing it safely and effectively. And then you also want to consider follow-on education. You know, there's certifications like NASM and ACE, which happen to be two of the premier training certifications that have a lot of continuing education courses that will broaden your knowledge as a trainer and allow you to focus on more specialty subjects such as corrective exercise, performance enhancement, working with youth or elderly, as well as nutrition certifications. So if you're wanting to not just get certified quick and start training clients, but continue learning as you continue your journey as a personal trainer, look at how many continuing education courses they have. What is the follow-on education? What are the requirements in order to maintain your personal training certification? A lot of times, courses like NASM will require you to take follow-on education, and that's a good thing. That's making sure that you're constantly learning and you're constantly improving as a personal trainer. So consider your focus. What is your focus as a personal trainer? And then start there. Start narrowing down your options based on what you're looking to get out of this and what style of training that you're looking to implement with your clients. Now, the second point of focus is whether or not you're looking to work at a corporate job or potentially work for yourself. Now, whether you're working for a corporate gym or maybe you're working for another trainer at a private gym, whatever the case may be, a lot of times they're going to require you to have a standardized education, meaning they won't accept you to work there as a trainer unless you're certified through, you know, and they might have a list of eligible certifications that you can have to work for them. When you're independent, you don't necessarily need to be certified at all. Now, I wouldn't recommend going a long time without getting certified. You may have a lot of firsthand experience, but having, like I said, having that foundation laid out and giving you kind of like a framework to safely and effectively do it will make anybody better, regardless of your firsthand experience. So I think having experience and then having a formal education are equally as important. One's not better than the other, and they both complement each other well. But that being said, you have a lot more options as an independent trainer. Coming from California, I know that California law states that you don't even have to be certified as a trainer. So if you're working independently, you can train people legally without being certified. Again, I wouldn't recommend that, but like I said, it does open up some of your options. So if you're looking to work at corporate gyms, what I would recommend doing is if you already have a gym in mind, look at some of their certifications that are eligible to allow you to work there. And then maybe compare it to some other gyms in case something falls through there or you end up changing in the future. It'd be a real shame if you got a certification that only worked at one gym, you got a job at that gym, and then you wanted to transfer later, or something comes up to where you need a good job somewhere else later and that certification is no longer eligible. So maybe look up local gyms in the area and just kind of see what is generally accepted where, and then that'll also help narrow down your search, because then you can go based on other factors such as price, specifics, and what have you. Now, the last point of focus I want to talk about that is generally a big determining factor for good reason is budget. So there are some certifications that cost upwards of $1,000 just to get the basic education, and then there are some that only cost a couple $100s. Now, I wouldn't make this your main focus, because if you want to work at a corporate gym, but your main focus is getting a budget certification, that might not apply or be eligible at those corporate gyms. So the pricing and the budget is a little bit lower of a priority than focus number one and focus number two. This is going to help you narrow it down once you've already determined what it is you're looking for in your certification and where are you looking to use the certification. Once you have those answers, then you can kind of start shopping around by other preferences, and usually budget is the number one thing that either pushes people in a certain direction or kind of holds them back. If you're looking to work at a corporate gym, you may find yourself having to spend a little bit more on a personal training cert, because like I said, they only accept certain certifications. And a lot of time it's based on merit, it's based on value, and those merits and values come with a price. So if you're looking to work at a corporate gym, you might have to invest in a more expensive certification. But that's not a bad thing, because investing in your education it's phenomenal. It's going to make you a better trainer, and it's also going to give you more options, like I said, continuing education courses and whatnot. But I get it, budget is important. Again, when you're an independent trainer, you're gonna have more options because, like I said, you don't have to get certified at all. But if you wanna go with a personal training cert that only costs $200 to start, you can do that. And then eventually maybe you start making some more money and you can kind of upgrade your cert. That is a valid option that's gonna give you the peace of mind of knowing that you have gotten that fundamental training on top of your experience, so that you can start training people, but it's not putting you in a bad position financially. I would always recommend eventually upgrading your certification. And I also wouldn't recommend budget being your first determining factor, because like I said, the other two factors, they're more important. And if you're looking to invest in a career, I get it, finances do make an impact, but they shouldn't be what is either making or breaking your decision. If you're looking to get certified by a company that you really want because it aligns with your values and because you know it's going to be accepted at the gym you're training at, maybe spend a little bit of extra time saving up for that. In the long run, it's really going to help you out, and it's going to make you a better trainer. You're going to get what you invest into it, and it's all going to work out. But those are kind of my three main points of focus when you're looking to get certified. What do you want to do as a trainer? Where do you want to work? And what is your budget? Because you're going to see that a lot of the certifications, whether it's an online certification like Nesta or NCCPT, compared to things like ACE and NASM, which are kind of your two premier certifying organizations, they all kind of lay out the same foundation. And then it's once you get into the specifics where they're really different. So don't overthink it. Don't overthink the specifics unless you've already met those first 3 points. You already know what you're looking to get out of it. You already know where you're wanting to train, and budget is already taken into consideration. Once you factor those in, though, that should narrow down your search a lot. And then you can kind of choose based off specifics and preferences. But hopefully this helped you guys. Like I said, this is a very common question. I get asked this a lot on my social media pages. People ask me, hey, what's the best certification? And unfortunately, I always have to say, well, that really depends on a lot of different things. But that's exactly what this video was for, was to teach you those things that it depends on, and hopefully give you a little bit more clarity and allow you to not overthink it so much when you're getting certified. If this did help you, please share my video, like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. Show some love, help me grow my audience, and share it with your friends. If you have anybody who you know is looking to be a personal trainer or that you think could benefit from this video, share my page with them and keep on coming back for more content like this.